I don't know. I expected a little bit better defense by Montreal this season, which we haven't seen at all.
No, I get that, but do you think part of it is? I personally don't think it is, but I'm going to ask you this question: do you think part of it has to do with the three goalie system they got going on? Like
Definitely.
they got to maybe they have to adjust every time a new goalie comes in, so
Definitely.
how they play in front of the goaltender is not as consistent to a game, or like they can't keep playing the same style on defense. I don't want, like, Marty doesn't like to use the word system when he first started, but they can't keep a same consistent play in front of the goalies because the goalies are changing every other game or so.
Yeah, it certainly affects them, and we've said it, Sam. And look, I said this a while ago. It needed to stop, and I know you and I think Zook would say to bring up Allen's value. I think that's over. I think his value
Okay.
for this year it ain't gonna change much, especially with trade deadline coming up in what 2 weeks, a week
Yeah,
and a half
March
about
8th. Yeah, we're
March
getting
8th.
closer.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah, dude.
so
I
I think
think
it should stop now. I think it needs to stop. It's
Oh,
February.
well, look, I don't think Kent Hughes is that stupid to think, yeah, we could run the three goalie system till the end of the year. To me personally, if we still have the three goalies, it's because there was no offer.
Oh, for sure.
I think because Hughes, I think no matter what, Hughes is going to try to trade a goalie. We're all speculating Allen. It could be Primo. Who knows? Only Kent knows. But if
But
no
because
trade is
you're
made, no, if no
because
trade is made because there was no good offer out there.
right. So let's say that doesn't happen. I'm fine if he wants to be patient about it. But let's say that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Are you running the three goalie system now because you're forced to? Oh, I mean, I would think personally you bite the bullet. Like I'm thinking more of next season. I think personally you bite the bullet. You choose two goalies, and the third one just doesn't play unless there's injuries. Since you
Oh,
didn't trade them.
I think no matter what, I think if it doesn't happen at the deadline, hypothetically speaking, if Allen is not gone by the deadline, I expect him or another goalie to be gone around draft day, maybe a little bit before
Yes,
free agent,
but
like in the off season, at least.
from trade deadline, because now we're still kind of in limbo if a goalie's being traded, so we're running all three. But if at trade deadline there's no good offers, we're stuck with three goalies for the rest of the year. It's confirmed. Do
Yeah.
you see them being forced to play all three goalies because they have to,
Oh,
or at
that's a
that
good
point
question.
you just say, sorry, Jake Allen, but I'm going with these two until one of them gets injured.
Well, here's another thing that you just made me think of. Right now, the Laval Rocket are shitting the bed. They're shitting the bed. Like they're losing all these games that are important, ruining their chances of making playoffs.
They need me there, Sam.
They
I'm
need
one
you
and
there.
all.
They need you there. They need me there. They need the Curfew boys there. Do you? What if you send Primo down to like give them a boost in goaltending?
Do you get does he have a waiver claim
He,
like
you know,
Gignac?
he has to pass through waivers.
I wouldn't do it. If you think you're gonna get somebody, I I think Kent Hughes' goal is to make Montreal as successful as possible. I don't know if I'd risk sending Primo down to Laval, because if he gets claimed, you lose him for free when you might be able to get an offer in the offseason for him.
But
I
what?
wouldn't risk it.
I agree with you on that front. But what if the market for the goalie isn't there anymore after trade deadline?
It could be there in the offseason. You don't know
Mhm.
until you get there. That's the
You're
problem.
right, right.
So I don't know what the advantages would be. Sorry, the disadvantages would be to try to send down Primo. The risk to me is
You
too
think
much for Laval.
you think the risk is still there after trade deadline? You think the risk
The risk of you're asking me if you would send Primo down, but you risk waivers and you lose him for free. There goes losing an asset or a trade
yeah,
piece in the
yeah,
offseason.
I understand that. But like if they really judge and analyze that the risk isn't there anymore because all the teams got their goalies and like or the market's just not there. I I I
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I get your concern and I actually agree with it. It's just a question. I don't have an answer to this, but I'm wondering if
I
let's say
thought Gignac was a risk. right? So
Yeah, but they sent him down because they were pretty confident that he wasn't going to get claimed.
right. So if they have, we don't know that
Exactly,
intel.
we don't
So
exactly.
if they have that intel that they're confident of sending out Primo without getting picked up, then okay. But if he gets picked up, you lose a trade piece or an asset.
Yeah,
That's the problem. And I
I
wouldn't
I
risk
see that.
Laval, Sam. I know how much you love Laval. I always want good things for Laval, but
Hmm.
Hughes and Gordon's priority will always be Montreal. So they'll do whatever is best for Montreal before they do anything for Laval.
Yeah, well, to me, sending Gignac down because after they claimed Colin White on waivers, I understand it's the roster size. You can only have 23 guys, but I also saw that as them sending Gignac down to help
To
Laval.
help.
And
Yeah, yeah. That was a
like,
way to help them. I don't think Primo, there's no alternative you could take for Primo to replace him, in my opinion, in terms of age and
yeah,
caliber of goalie. I don't think you can get anybody free on the market like you did with Colin White.
yeah, that's true. No, I totally see what you're saying.
But I think they need to stop it, Sam. If look,
Yeah, they have
obviously the
to.
season is lost. Like we're not going to make playoffs. But if they want to, I don't. If they want to give confidence or give like a certain, um, I'm not going to say hope, but I'm going to say level of trust to a goalie. I
Hmm.
think they need to decide who are you going with. If I was the goalie, maybe besides Montembeault, we kind of know, but even Montembeault, I mean, I would be mad at him because I'm getting less starts than I should
Yeah,
because of this
I
whole
see that.
situation. I would
Of
go to
course.
the coach. Well, I know it's probably Hughes making the call for it, but I would go to St. Louis because that's who he reports to and saying, "Hey, look, I'm kind of upset here. I know you're in this situation, but I mean, if I want to strive to get better, I can't keep playing once every third game.
But
And
this
you're
also,
losing three
yeah,
goalies."
but this also affects Primo's development.
Absolutely.
He's not getting as many minutes as, or he's not playing as many games as he probably should.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for both. I know Allen is on the short end of the stick here, but we have two goalies that we're kind of going with. I mean, I wouldn't be upset for me, Primo. I told you my feelings that I don't think he'll
Yeah,
be the number one we want, but if he still develops into a decent number two, I mean, that's still a piece you need because
right,
everybody needs two goalies.
right, exactly. That Joey with his technical difficulties, and he'll be right back for sure. Yeah, it's absolutely that. But at the end of like we all know, and like everybody knows, Habs fans know that this three goalie system bleeding has to stop.